again, this is a best of 2 series. TNC looking to 2-0 if they possibly can, and Geek fam definitely want to try and time. Dubu now going to be chased down by Tims. KP will be there as well. Tims just not going to give up on this. Orb will be there. Dubu, he should die, though Blinding Light will allow him to survive, just barely. And he salves up, he gets the hell out of there. Back to the mid lane though, Ryoya. Doing pretty well in terms of last hits, 11 and 11. Really denying the hell out of Armel, who only has 4 and 2 on the OD. So Ryoya so far making this lane work quite well for himself. Armel going to start with the Astral Spam once again. Ryoya does have the static link though, and he will use it immediately. Armel lose quite a bit of damage. Ryoya going to go straight back to last hitting and denying. And this should mean a much slower game for Armel in this OD. Well, top though, looks like they are going to lose their Keeper of the Light. KP does end up finding him, so Dubu being the first blood for the side of TNC. And you saw Tims, he was just chasing him down with those right clicks, and he does end up setting up the first blood. Meanwhile, bot lane though, Cuckoo going to end up chasing this gyrocopter. Gabby will end up surviving just fine. March did have the Soul Rip to heal him up. Geek fam certainly trying to apply the pressure back to the safe lane of TNC. Gabby doesn't actually have a salve, he only has tangos available, so Cuckoo gonna try and abuse this a bit. He will spot out a courier as well. March actually blocking the way for Gabby! Oh, March! He's gonna try and go after the Abaddon, but now his life looks to be forfeit as Cuckoo does find him. A double kill for the Abaddon! And he will deny himself off to the T1 tower. It's going to be a bit of a scuttle over those boundaries up at the top lane. Raven is going to be the target. Tim's going to continue chasing him down. This mana coming in from Dubu, but they aren't giving up quite yet. Raven so close to dying, but he's so darn tanking on this DK. One more right click would have done it, but he doesn't find it from the puck. Up against the Gyrocopter, you've got to be very careful not to allow those stacks to go the way of TNC. Zephyr going to rotate in mid lane, but doesn't quite have the range to find Armel with the lift. Dubu will join as well on the Keeper now. But we do have a rotation in from Tims. He doesn't have the Dream Core yet. He's only level 3. But just with that Orb and Silence, he might just find Dubu. In fact, he jumps in for the Silence, ignores Dubu, and is going to go after Ryoya on the Razor instead. Still holding on to that Orb. Fadebolt will come out from Zephyr. Ryoya falling low and will not go down. The Aphotic Shield from Cuckoo just in the nick of time. And now he will try to turn it towards Tims on the puck, and it looks like he will find the kill as well. Great rotation there from Cuckoo, saving that mid-Razor and finding a trade. That will be on Ryoya, I believe, on the Razor perhaps. In fact, he's given it to Dubu on the Keeper of the Light. The shovel is arguably one of the better items you can find in the jungle, especially if you find those bounty runes. Dubu, be careful, he's getting very, very low. March won't be able to get the decay off. You'll see Tims here as well. He's trying to ensure that the side of Geek fam can't freely farm this jungle. All these stacks being taken, Ryoya is finding quite a few items for himself. Meanwhile, bot though, Gabby gonna get caught out. Static Link will be there as well as the Plasma Field, but here come the rotations. Still, they found the Gyrocopter, but can TNC punish? Looks like the Tombstone was dropped. March trying to hold them down as long as possible. Now Ryoya gets stunned up, but still they're being controlled up here by Geek fam. In fact, they might lose Armel on the OD, and they do. They'll lose March as well on the Undying. KP now gonna get chased down, but no, he swaps Tims in. Tims will orb away. KP may not be so lucky though. He will go down in the end. And Tims, he didn't actually use the orb. He's just going to try and make a run for it, but Zephyr is on his tail. Tims is going to try and go for the steal. Does throw an orb out and will not find it. Ryoya, he didn't actually orb back. Tims! I think he may have used that orb a second too early. He had nothing to go back to, and Ryoya just finds a very, very easy pick-off as well as the bounty for himself. Raven. Dragon form up, goes straight after the puck now, and well, Tims doesn't really have anywhere to go. He will try and orb away and does get away with it, but the neutrals will take him low enough that Raven's poison will tick him out. That is just so unfortunate. Meanwhile, March goes down to Cuckoo up at the top lane. And that's going to make it a 2-10 now at 11.5 minutes in. They are going to claim that T1 mid tower as well. Dragon form does take it quite easily. Geek fam. Looks like a completely different team going into game 2. Tims is there with the Dream Call though, so they do have to be a little bit wary of that. But Dubu has the Will-O-Wisp, doesn't drop it yet. We'll start off with the Blinding Light. Now Lift is going to be there onto the puck. Tims getting very low and looks like he is just dead. March, he popped the Golem, but isn't even going to matter. Will-O-Wisp comes out from Dubu now. Blinding Light as well. Still, they've got control of this Undying, and March, he is just dead. Now the swap away. And the buyback will come out from Tims. Do they still want to fight this? Raven, he gets swapped on top of the cliff. He's just stuck there for a while. Cuckoo's going to chase Armel though. Ryoya finds Gabby on the gyrocopter. They are perhaps going to find the OD though. No Dream Call. Insanities does no damage. Dubu ends up finding KP. They're going to go for more now in the form of the OD, and Armel has nowhere to go except down, and that is exactly where he goes. And with that, a T1 tower to be taken once again by the side of Geek fam. The buybacks were there from TNC, or at the very least on Tims, but it just didn't matter. It just seems like they're way too far behind right now. With that Geek fam, they still have Raven on top of that cliff. He's got a TP in 1 second, but they know he's there. Raven gonna go for the TP now. Gabby didn't have the homing missile available to throw out. There's borrowed time available. He should be perfectly fine here. In fact, they may try and turn this as Ryoya does rotate in on the Razor. They do go for the standing click on Gabby. Now the rotation from Zephyr on the Rubik, but Gabby looks like he's just dead. Ryoya does get stunned up by KP, but is it going to matter? It certainly will. Armel will find the Razor kill. The Geek fam are going to be able to walk out of there. Tims can Dream Call and does do so. Still have the battle with the Photic Shield, but apparently it won't matter. TNC do surrender, do find the kill. And it looks like it will end up being a 2-for-1 trade for the side of TNC. Zephyr, nice little juke there on the Rubik, and will manage to get out. Looks like the setup is there from Raven. He stuns Armel straight away. March will pop the Golem, but it doesn't matter. The Will-O-Wisp will be there onto Armel, and it looks like he just goes down. Now they take an easy kill onto March, and there's really nobody else from TNC around the area. And KP gonna scout him out, but well, we'll throw out the magic missile. But there's Zephyr with the blink and lift. He does steal the magic missile as well, and looks like they have found KP on the Venge, although he is still surviving. Now the Dream Core comes in from Tims. The Flak Cannon from Gabby as well, doing a fair bit of damage, but not quite enough. Blinding Light to fly out. Raven, he BKBs up as well. Zephyr, another stun, so he does find KP on the Venge, and it looks like Gabby is just going to be surrounded. It's going to be a double kill coming out from Zephyr. Another smoke. Gonna find Armel. Will-O-Wisp will be there just before the 4-stuff, and now the Blinding Light. Static Link to follow. Astral will delay things for just a bit, but Armel does appear to just be dead here, as he is surrounded once again by Geek fam. Meanwhile, atop, Zephyr does get caught out by the Dream Core, but Tims, he needs more damage output. It looks like he will have Gabby there to help, and now the Dream Core has been stolen, but it doesn't matter. Zephyr will end up going down. But while all that's happening, Geek fam will happily go ahead and trade his life for a tier 2 mid tower. They may run into KP on the Venge. And yeah, they do. Zephyr immediately blinks and lifts. Raven is there with the follow-up stun, and there's just no help around for KP. And with that, an immediate transition into that tier 2. In fact, they may go for a tier 3 afterwards. We've got so much time on that Dragon form left. And yeah, that's exactly what Geek fam want to do. Straight into that high ground. There's no buyback available on KP. They're going to jump in straight onto March. That Undying is not going to sustain that much damage. And with that, it's a 3v5 situation. The Raxes now are exposed, and that's exactly what they go for. And Geek fam, 23 minutes, gonna take a Rax, though no, they jump in straight after Tims as well, and the puck is gone. He does have buyback and does expend it, but the Rax is already gone. Geek fam, are they gonna keep going? It looks like they actually are. Straight into the secondary tier 3 at the bot lane. Raven still holding on to that 9-second charge on his BKB. They'll take the tier 3. Dragon form is about to wear off, so they'll back out of there safely. That is just a huge win for this Dire side. Geek fam setting up for that bot lane once again. Butterfly will be there now for Ryoya on the Razor. Just bring it out on the Courier. Raven does have that level 3 Dragon form, and we'll start moving in. In fact, he goes straight after KP on the Venge. Tombstone is dropped, but look at that Will-O-Wisp. Just perfectly placed by Dubu. They'll find one in Gabby. KP goes down as well, and March is just a sitting duck. He's gone. This could just be GG. They'll buy back on March. But again, they don't have buybacks available on the Gyro, nor do they have it on the Venge. And in fact, they jump straight back in on March on the Undying. BKB popped by Armel. He's going to have to try man fight by himself. He does get into his fountain, but it's going to be a dieback on March, and the GG has been called. In Geek fam, they're going to go for a rampage. It will not work out. Dubu will steal it with the blinding light. But nevertheless, Geek fam pull off an impressive victory. And that